Zane Lowe's conversation with J Hope wasn't just good, it was one of the most respectful, insightful, and emotionally intelligent interviews I've seen featuring a BTS member. And that's saying a lot. Zayn didn't just scratch the surface, he dug deep into J Hope's artistry and humanity without ever feeling intrusive. He asked personal questions without violating privacy, and that's a rare skill in interviews. Whether it was about family, childhood, or fame, Zayn always framed it through the lens of artistry. That's what made this interview feel so respectful. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. Just search J Hope Zane Lowe interview. And here are 12 of the most important points we need to remember and take away from the interview. Are you able to take it in? On presence and legacy. Zayn asked J Hope a deceptively simple question. Are you able to take it in? That question alone carries so much weight. We live in a culture obsessed with chasing the next big thing, new projects, new records, and new milestones. But in that rush, many artists forget to actually live in their achievements. J Hope became the first native Asian solo artist to sell out a stadium in the US. That is a history altering achievement. And yet, when you're the one achieving it, there's a danger of missing the moment, of being so focused on what's next that you lose touch with what is. Zane's question wasn't just journalistic, it was actually emotional, psychological, almost spiritual. And it reminded me of what Leia Salonga once said when she played Kim in Miss Saigon at age 17. She didn't fully absorb the magnitude of what she was doing. Only years later did she realize how deeply she had shaped a representation of Asians in musical theater. And so I hope this question struck something in J Hope too, because what he's doing isn't just monumental for him, it's trailblazing for countless Asian artists coming after him. Rediscovering passion through pause. J Hope shared that stepping away from music during military service gave him an entirely new appreciation for his craft. He said he experienced a completely different kind of life, routine, uniform, stripped of glamour. And through that contrast, he saw with more clarity how much he values what he does. It wasn't a break that made him uncertain, it was a break that reminded him just how deeply he loves music. This is a powerful reflection because burnout is real. Fame can numb passion. But in this case, service grounded him. It didn't take away his spark, it sharpened it. He didn't return from the military exhausted. He came back with clarity, presence, and renewed sense of gratitude, not just for the music, but for the ability to keep doing it. Gratitude as a practice, not as a feeling. Zane touched on something most people ignore. It's not easy to stay grateful when you're in the middle of stress, pressure, and expectation. At the beginning of your career, you'd give anything just to have a chance. You're hungry, you say yes to everything. But once you made it, once the calendar is full, the audience is global, and the workload never stops, gratefulness can quietly fade. That's a hard truth. Zayn acknowledged that, and J Hope responded with such humility. He said that his gratitude begins with the people closest to him, his family, his staff, and his fans, the ones who walk with him every day, not the ones who show up only when it's convenient or trendy. This is such a grounded perspective. It's not gratitude for awards or applause. It's gratitude for human infrastructure behind the success. Childhood ambition, nurtured, not shamed. When asked whether he always dreamt of something big, J Hope said yes, without hesitation. And more importantly, he shared that he was never made to feel bad for it. And that matters because so many people are raised in environments where ambition is treated like arrogance, especially in a collectivist culture. But J Hope's home nurtured that dream. His parents gave him the freedom to envision something larger than life. That type of support, especially early in life, creates artists who are fearless but humble. And you can feel that duality in him. Family and fame, responsibility over pride. Zane Lowe then asked what J Hope's family thinks of his global success, and J Hope gave a classically Korean answer. They reminded him of his responsibility, not just the fame or the money, but the weight of being in the public eye and the obligation to use his platform wisely. This is such a reflection of Asian values, to be told, you made it. Now carry it with integrity. And J Hope doesn't resist that pressure. He accepts it. He wears it like an armor, not a burden. J Hope, the name, was never a mask, it was a choice. There's this narrative that J Hope's bright persona was forced on him, but in the interview, he said clearly he never regretted choosing the name J Hope. It was never a burden. And that is powerful because it means the brightness isn't fake. It's a conscious part of who he is. And that doesn't mean he doesn't have darkness. Jack in the Box proved he does, but it means he doesn't see light and joy as something less serious or less authentic. His hope is deliberate and sincere, and that's something his critics can't understand, but real fans do. The fun in the fight. And Zane asked something beautifully refreshing. What's the fun part of your journey? We always hear about the hardship, the grind, the years of struggle. And yes, those matter and those are very, very important. But joy matters too. And J Hope said that one of the most fulfilling things was doing what they love. Even in difficult times, BTS found a way to laugh, to bond, to enjoy the ride. The journey wasn't joyless, it was full of meaning. And this is such a refreshing perspective because he did not push away the hardships. He actually made sure to emphasize that it comes hand in hand. In fact, in most cases, it's one and the same. Finding the joy in hardships, finding the strength in failures, finding a family in heartbreaks. This is a reminder that success isn't just about survival. It's about finding value and joy in the process, not just the outcome. A musical journey through colors. For the first time, a journalist actually asked J Hope to map his evolution as an artist, and he did it brilliantly. Hope World was vibrant, playful, colorful, expressing the joy and energy of a rising star. Jack in the Box was introspective, darker, raw, revealing the parts he had hidden behind his bright exterior. Hope on the Street is a return to his roots, simple, rhythmic, grounded in dance and community. He described these projects as the colors of his time, which is such a poetic way of saying that his music reflects exactly where he is in his life. No pretensions, no posturing, just truth in sound. What military service taught him? Zane asked something many of us were curious about. What is it like to enter the military not as a rookie, but a superstar and a global one at that? And J Hope answered with humility. He said that serving wasn't just a requirement, it was a duty he believed in. He values his country and sees service as an essential part in the protection of the freedom and progress that his country enjoys. But the most important part, it made him more grateful and more eager to return to music. It stripped away the noise and reminded him why he creates it in the first place. So, who is J Hope right now? When asked to define himself in the present moment, J Hope said many things. But if there's one word that captures it, it's gratitude. He's grateful for the fans, grateful for his team, grateful for the journey, and grateful for the opportunity to actually continue doing what he loves doing. And honestly, you can hear it in his voice and see it in his demeanor. He is an artist standing on solid ground, not chasing relevance, but embracing purpose, pushing his boundaries, continuously rediscovering what he has in him. After solo success, what's next for BTS? Zayn asked a question that needed to be asked. After all this individual success, what does BTS look like when you come back together? And J Hope gave a deeply thoughtful answer. He said that doing solo projects gave each member a chance to explore different stories. And when they return as a group, they'll bring those new stories with them to create a bigger epic. Yeah, the group dynamic won't be the same. And that is a good thing because now they'll create with greater maturity, diverse perspectives, and healthier boundaries. And BTS is coming back because they want to. This is the mic drop moment, and I would like to thank Zane Lowe for saying this. He said, this time, coming back together isn't a requirement, it's a choice. Yeah, I paraphrased. But J Hope confirmed it. He said, we want this. This wasn't a label decision. This wasn't pressure. This was seven individuals who've seen the world, grown as artists, and still choose each other. That right there silences all the noise, all the speculations about he's too successful to go back or they've outgrown the group. Nope. They're coming back because they believe in what BTS represents, not just for themselves, but for each other, for the fans, and for the legacy they are still building together. This interview wasn't just about J Hope, it was about what it means to be an artist, a leader, and a human being in the middle of history. Zane Lowe gave him a space to reflect, and J Hope filled the space with clarity, with grace, with gratitude, and intelligence. He's not just walking the path, he's actually reshaping everything. And so when BTS returns, they're not going to be the boys we once knew. They're going to be men who chose this together and who chose to be together. It's not going to be about an obligation, but it's going to be about love, love for each other, and love for their music, what they create together, and love for armies. And that is actually what makes it powerful. Thank you for watching. If you ended up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, share the video if you can. More important, that is the most important thing because that's really helping my channel. We crossed 41,000, I think. Congratulations to everybody. And please keep on supporting this channel. Also, please follow me on X or on Twitter, also on Instagram, and more importantly, on Patreon. It's a vibrant community. We discuss a lot of things, not just BTS, Asian art, movies, entertainment, culture, and sometimes we just have fun. I'll see you there.